Hey everybody, welcome back to another Whiskey Wednesday for Argonaut Wine and Liquor. I'm here with our good friend Spencer from Tequila Corrido. Gonna take a look at this awesome brand, a little bit newer to us, but Spencer will give you the backstory on everything and then we'll get to trying it.
Sweet, thanks for having me. So Tequila Corrido, a little backstory on them is they started in 2008, so been around for a little while. And from 2008 to 2011, they were with a previous owner and they had a previous label. So if you see one of the older labels that's not one of these, that means that it's coming from Brad Hoover, and he was the original owner of the brand. And unfortunately in 2011, he passed away. The brand kind of went dormant, and he had sold his first ever bottle of Tequila Corrido to our current owner, Brian Robb, at his restaurant in Scottsdale, Arizona. And so in 2018, Brad Hoover's wife came to him and asked, hey, would you be open to buying this brand? We're about to be on the brink of bankruptcy and you could save us. Yeah. And so Brad, in conjunction with our other owner, Tony Boyle, jumped in and restarted and kicked off the brand, brought the rights to it, and really was just selling it in his restaurants, at Brian's restaurants at that time. And then they started working together, and around 2020 is when they fully launched and got distribution in Arizona again for the first time. They worked with a master distiller and got created the new labels and the new profile of what you're tasting here today. Yeah. We always say that we always want to distill with intention and age with purpose, or vice versa, however you want to say it. Yep. And we say that because we're 100% additive-free tequila, no diffuser, and we're from the Highlands of Jalisco, now 1412 in Arandas. Awesome. So what we've got in the glass today is the Blanco.
That is great nose, like a lot of that, like cooked agave, a little bit of minerality on the nose. Yep. It's what I look for in a Blanco personally. Like
a little bit of pepper. So we use an autoclave for 72 plus hours at a super low pressure, so you get really nice even cooks. We're not hot steaming them or anything. We're just making sure that they're cooked super evenly. They get a beautiful golden color. They're good agaves when they come out and bees just swarm your distillery, and that's what we're finding is happening.
Awesome.
Then we throw them through a roller mill, and the reason why we do roller mill extraction is because we want to limit the amount of bagasso, or the amount of waste that comes out of our agaves. We're paying a lot of money and they're a beautiful thing, so we want to maximize the amount of tequila that we're getting in the best way possible. And all of that bagasso also gets composted, so we're not, we're trying to be as friendly to the environment as possible.
So the unused, not scraps, but the roughage.
Agave fibers after cooking.
So it gets put back into the distillery for other uses, or back into the community.
We're putting it back into a community through composting.
Awesome.
Yeah. Single inoculation, open air fermentation in stainless steel tanks. It's double distilled in stainless steel, and this goes because we use our Blanco to make our Repo and Añejo, so these details go for all of them. Yeah. And then we also age our Blanco for 30 days in stainless steel so that it hits the stage as strongly as possible.
Yeah. And this is a great sipper on its own and a really good base for the aging. Like I said, it's my style of a Blanco. Some people like that little bit of vanilla. I like more of the minerality, the pepper, spices.
A little bit of fruitiness, citrus.
It's not harsh. It's far from that cheap tequila taste that anybody gets scared of when trying a new one. It's very smooth, really easy to drink, really delicious.
I also think it's really robust enough that it punches through in cocktails and stands out really well. Yeah. So this is one that I would feel super comfortable making cocktails or drinking neat, however you want to use it, whatever application you're looking for.
Yeah. So let's give the Repo a shot.
Repo a shot. Before we hop onto the Repo, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about why we've got guitar picks on our bottle. Yeah. And on the back of the Repo, in the inside back label of the bottle, there's someone playing guitar. Our logo is a guitar growing out of a agave plant. And that all ties back to what our name is, a corrido. A corrido is a Mexican ballad, and people have been singing them for centuries. They sung them, to tell stories and transmute knowledge across towns before there was news or anything like that. But then more recently, similar to how there was the rum runners for rum, people would smuggle tequila across the southern border during Prohibition. Yeah. And the smugglers and those outlaws would sit around fires and tell their corridos, tell their stories. And so we want the corrido to be a bottle of tequila that you can drink at any occasion, sing your song, tell your story, and also be open to having a rebellious spirit just like those smugglers did.
Yeah. And what's good alcohol if not a little bit rebellious just in nature?
Exactly. To get on to the repo, this one's a really dynamic and unique repo. I said we age with purpose or intention, however you want to say it. And the reason I say that is it's a pretty light repo, but it's 8 months. So that's, you wouldn't expect it to be that light, but we move this tequila around a lot. First 3 months go in well-aged New American oak.
Okay.
Then it goes into, that liquid gets split and goes into Hungarian, Missouri, and Symphony barrels. The Symphony barrel is something that we created where the staves alternate between Minnesota, Missouri, and American Kentucky barrels. And so in 8 months, you're touching and getting the influence of 6 different types of oaks. So it's a lighter palate so that it really highlights the flavors of the oak without getting that deep tannin saturation, and so the agave shines through.
Yeah, and it really does. It doesn't have that overwhelming quality that some aged tequilas have where it's starting to just taste like bourbon.
Yeah.
This still has all those backbones of a really good tequila that you want in an aged, like, so anybody that tends to lean more towards Blanco, like, this isn't going to upset you at all. It's going to have that same thing with just a little bit of extra character to kind of pick through.
I personally am a Blanco fan, but I love this repo.
Yeah, it's another fantastic smooth. There's a lot to unpack. There's a lot of flavors in here from all the different oak. Nothing's too overpowering. It's not too vanilla-y or not like too much brown sugar or anything like that. It's just a good combination of all those different oak influences, and it's a really, really fun drink.
Absolutely. The last one we've got in the glass takes the complexity of the repo and turns it up a notch.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is I mentioned that the Reposado was 3 months and then 5 months for the split barrels. For the Añejo, we do 6 months in the first barrel and then 6 months in the split barrels, so it comes out to a year.
Yeah.
And then we throw it in Mexican Merlot barrels from Valle de Guadalupe for another 6 months, so that it ends up being an 18-month Añejo.
Yeah.
Really complex. The nose immediately just screams classic New York sour, and that's my favorite cocktail to do with this one. Sub out that whiskey with this, and little Merlot float on top. It's fantastic.
Like, again, not too overwhelming from anything. Like, it's a really good balance, but like there's that little bit of red fruit from the Merlot punching through that gives it, like, it's a fun jump, like, all the way through this lineup. Like, you can tell the backbone's there. Like, you can feel this in everything, but there's just something more to explore in each of these.
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
really fun.
And something for every kind of person to like. Bourbon drinkers, this is a bourbon drinker's delight, in my opinion, especially if you're an Angel's Envy fan. That is with the wine cask finish.
Yeah, I just had Angel's Envy last night, and that's a really good comparison. The little bit of that touch of red fruit, touch of wine, but not too overpowering. You're still getting the like substance that you want out of this, and this would be great. A lot of like sub in as for whiskey cocktails.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, even a like tequila old fashioned. Or
yes, absolutely.
Like it would be.
I've actually found the Reposado is one of my favorites in a tequila old fashioned.
Yeah.
It's a little bit lighter and less of those fruity notes and more of those bourbon notes, but still punches really strongly with the agave. But these two both stand out. I love the whole lineup because you can drink them neat, all of them, with a stone. All of them are great, but also you can do cocktails with 100% of them, which is fantastic.
And like these aren't going to price you out either. Like these are nice, like high-end feeling tequilas, but they're not going to like strip all the money out of your wallet.
Right.
Like they're very affordable, and like they're a really good pick. So if you guys are looking for a new tequila to try, I would definitely recommend these ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Spencer, thanks for coming.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
the table again. And cheers.
Cheers.
See y'all soon.